Hi guys, and welcome back to this journey towards excellent exam results. In these shorter revision videos, we are going to be breaking down different concepts within the GCSE geography specification. The aim of this is to help us understand the concepts better and to give us the information and confidence we need to answer exam questions. In today's video, we are going to be discussing London's urban structure, site, situation, and land values. Okay, let's get started.
Okay, so we are now going to look at London's site and situation. So site refers to the land on which a settlement is built, and the early settlers tried to find land that was suitable for their settlement. Now they took several factors into consideration. So those include the relief of the land, so the topography, the availability of water, so a river being nearby was a good thing, and then how good that particular site was defensively, so that they could defend themselves from enemies or attackers. So what made London such a good site then for the Romans? So the first reason was that the land where London was built is quite flat. So it's very easy to build on. So it's located on a flat floodplain, and this is why it's flat. It's towards the end of the River Thames. And then there was also a bridging point. Now this is an area where the water is shallow enough for you to to be able to cross the river and access the north from the south and the south from the north. That obviously made it a good site as well. And then the River Thames also is a source of water, so for their domestic purposes, for industry, and also actually the River Thames was used for navigation. So goods could be transported up and down the river. So that was good for trading purposes. And this is what made London such a good place to set up a settlement. So the settlement was built in Londinium in 200 AD near the bridging point, and then began to expand outwards from there. So what about London's situation? Now, situation is slightly different to site. So we said that site is the land on which a settlement is built. Now, situation refers to the location of a settlement in relation to other physical and human features around it. Okay, so and regionally, London is close to mainland Europe, so that is a situational factor. So it means that it's well located, in relation to mainland Europe, and that facilitates the growth of London through trade. Has facilitated the growth of London through trade since the Industrial Revolution. Then internationally, London's time zone is also very good in terms of trading with other countries, especially for the London Stock Exchange. New York is 5 hours behind, Asia is 5 to 7 hours ahead, and the UAE, or the United Arab Emirates, is only 4 hours ahead. So from that perspective, it's very easy for London to trade with all these other areas. So situationally, that is an economic advantage. Then we also have connectivity, and that also helps maintain London's status as a world city. Now, as we saw in the challenges of an urbanizing world topic, a world city is one that has influence economically and politically around the world. And London has 4 airports, which gives it great connectivity. So there's a London, Heathrow Airport, there's a London Gatwick, there's a London Stansted, and the London Luton Airport. So those actually give London connectivity both internationally and locally. Then we also have the Eurostar to Europe, which is is a very fast way of getting into Europe. And then nationally, we also have very fast rail services and a fantastic radial road network that has its central hub in London. And as you can see actually on the map that is below here, below this site factors map, we have that radial road network being shown here. So this network of roads, in this particular area here seems all to be coming into London. So London is actually the hub, and the reason why all these roads are coming into London is for economic purposes. Well, not just economic purposes, but that provides an opportunity for economic activity to take place, making London a very good place to live. Okay, so we shall now look at London's land use and also the land values here in London. Now we have a model here, and this here is the Burgess model, and it's a geographical model that has been used to explain how land develops in an urban area. Now the reason why I've included it here is because it helps us to understand urban land use here within London. Okay, so Burgess suggested that a settlement grows from a central point, which is the CBD that is shown here in blue, and then grows outwards, and you have outside that CBD you have an industrial zone that has got factories, then you have low-class residential after that, then you have medium-class residential, and then finally you have high-class residential here in the suburbs. So he suggested that a city or a settlement will grow outwards from a central point. So urban, London's land use is similar, but not exactly the same. And London's structure includes obviously the CBD, which is central London, and this is the oldest part of the city and the economic hub. It has very tall office buildings, being the center of economic activity, and there's also great accessibility, like we saw on the map before, that all the roads seem to lead to it. And it's not just the roads, there's the overground and underground that goes into London, the networks that all lead to London. So it has great accessibility. Now the CBD also has very high building density, and that high building density means also that the land values there are quite high. So because of the high demand for the land, then the cost of it is also very high. Now London CBD has also expanded to include the West End, London's West End, where we have theatres and shopping, and has also expanded into Canary Wharf that we've talked about, which is the center rather of the knowledge economy. Then London also has inner suburbs, which are both affluent, so places like Kensington, and areas that are lower income areas, but which are experiencing change. So such areas include places like Stratford, where there has been regeneration and gentrification. And those areas that are lower income were formerly industrial areas during the Industrial Revolution, but due to the decline of the old economy, they have needed regeneration and gentrification. Now, obviously, some of them have been regenerated, some of them have not been. Okay, and then we have the third one here, which is the rural-urban fringe. So this is the outermost part, and it refers to where the city meets the countryside. And these areas also in London have grown due to London's urban sprawl and housing costs that have been rising over time. And then, as we mentioned before, the work from home culture has also encouraged the growth of that rural urban fringe. Now, this next graphic here shows London's land values, and as you can see, the CBD, which is the center of economic activity, has the highest land values. So it is the tallest here, so it means that the land values are highest here. Only the larger, wealthier companies and retail chains can afford to pay the high rental costs in the CBD. There's also a limited amount of land in the CBD. Like we said, there's a high building density, and therefore the development of the CBD is actually upwards other than outwards, and that's why you have skyscrapers. Since there's such a shortage of land, you're better off building upwards other than outwards. Now the land values will decrease as you move away from the CBD, as you can see here. Okay, so these are lower peaks here as you go further away from the CBD. Although having said that, these are fairly, they are substantially high than other areas which have got lower land values. Okay, so these are areas obviously that are like a secondary CBD around a station or a road link, for example the Shard, so that will have high land values. And then places like Kensington down here is likely also to have higher land values because it's a wealthier area. So yeah, again, this is to show that the land values in London decrease as you go away from the CBD.
That brings us to the end of this video on London's urban structure, site, situation, and land values. I hope that you have found the information insightful and useful. I have also done a video covering the whole of topic 5 on UK's evolving physical landscapes. It will pop up as one of the suggested videos at the end of this one and can also be found in the UK's evolving physical landscapes playlist. Videos on all the other subtopics within the topic are also in the playlist. Thanks once again for joining in this journey towards excellent exam results. All the best and see you again soon. Bye-bye.